I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
That's the problem.
Then why do you
don't
try
like the answer?
We know from this that Carter Page 4 times was described by the Department of Justice, by the FBI, as an agent of a foreign power, Russia. 4 times. So the question to
and in
you
2013 as well.
He was not accused of that in 2013. He was surveilled.
Actually, he acknowledged to our committee.
Unless you're revealing something that has not been revealed before. But
I'm revealing something you should have read, which was his testimony to our committee, where he acknowledged he was person A in the indictment in 2013, where he was suspected of being a Russian foreign agent.
Oh, but I don't think he was accused of it. Let me ask you this, though. Do you think he was? Do you think? Okay, fine. Do you think, since the DOJ accused him of that before a FISA court, do you believe it? Is he a foreign agent? Simple question. What do you think?
He was under suspicion. It's an ongoing investigation that's not closed. That's the problem, Tucker.
But
it's
do you
still
think
open,
he is? No, but
and
do
you want us to
think he's a foreign
comment
agent?
on it? It's open. It's still an open investigation.
I think you're entitled to your opinion under the Constitution.
Them in real time.
If you're going to impugn the man's character, as you relentlessly have, suggesting that he's betraying his country, committing treason, I think it's fair to ask you, man to man, an honest question, a straightforward one with no innuendo. Do you think he's betraying his country?
I think you're not allowing the FBI to answer that question with what you and others are doing to undermine their work.
You've got to be kidding. All I want is for my questions to be answered. I sit here, an open, willing repository for all information, including your memo, including the documents that supported this memo, including the testimony.
So you support our memo coming out? I want to be clear.
Of course I do. Are you kidding?
Do you support our memo coming out?
Of course I do. Absolutely I do. I support
we should talk about it next week.
That gets to the truth.
Invite me back.
What I don't support
I'll be in Washington.
what I don't support is making reckless allegations about other Americans that you cannot support, as when you said I was harming our country's national security, and as when you suggested Carter Page was betraying this nation. And I want to know.
You're peddling a narrative that undermines the rule of law. I'm not peddling a narrative. I'm asking a question. You just said on my air, on my show, you're imperiling our national security. I said, oh, really, Congressman? How am I doing that? Am I going to be arrested for that? Because, I don't know, it seems like the kind of thing a man could be arrested for. Yeah, these are important times in our history. Either you are supporting those that are undermining the independence of the Department of Justice and the rule of law, or you're standing firm and saying this is wrong. Tucker, I wish you were on my side because I think you know better. I'm
not sure what the hell you're talking about. I only wish
I think you don't like what I'm talking about.
Well, I definitely don't like what you're talking about, but more profoundly, I don't understand it. And when you accuse someone of committing a crime for which people are arrested, why don't you game it out for me? Tell me one thing that I have said that you think makes all Americans, including my children, less safe.
You continue to support the idea that we should give suspects in criminal cases the evidence against them before we ask them any questions. Well, you also believe that there's nothing wrong.
I don't support that. I do think we should give them the benefit of the doubt, as the Constitution requires us to. Call me a liberal. When have I said that I think that we should give evidence to? I'm not even sure what that means. By the way, I think people charged in a criminal case have the right to the evidence against them, don't they?
Do you think?
Wait,
well, not
when
they're being
not
when they're being questioned, Tucker. Yeah, Tucker, not when they're being questioned, not when they're under suspicion. Do you think it's a problem that the White House was sent evidence in the Russia investigation? Do you think it's a problem that they were sent evidence in the Russia investigation when they are subjects of the investigation? You don't see a conflict there?
What in the no?
Donald Trump and
maybe
Don,
I would.
Don McGahn.
In the case of today's memo, what specifically have I espoused that empowers threats to our country?
You're peddling the narrative that the Trump administration is putting out, which also is the Putin narrative, because they're retweeting this with their Russian bots. If you're on the same side as WikiLeaks and Putin,
I wonder, do you perceive
if you're on the same side as WikiLeaks and Putin, you should take a step back and wonder, whose bidding are you really doing?
I don't even know what to say. I don't want to explode on TV, so I'm just going to end this segment now. Let the record reflect you've accused me of working for a hostile foreign government.